Wagwan me people, quick thing before we kick off. The views where you hear upon the Father to Father podcast, them strictly for why, the hosts, guests and contributors. Them now represent Catholic Notebook, Spirit Stream Studios, the Diocese, University, or any affiliated groups. You see me? And remember, this podcast are strictly for adult ears, so listen up with discretion.
Welcome to Father, where life and faith meet. A place for the soul, where wisdom speaks. Hope in the message, strength in the beat. Welcome to Father, where life and faith meet.
What's going on, man?
Not much.
It's crispy. These mics are weird.
No, it's intense.
Yeah. The last episode we did, it was like, oh, these mics are weird, da da da. And I listened back to it, I'm like, these mics are crispy.
You can hear every single thing you say.
I know.
Every single thing you do.
Everything. You're Brevard County. Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Dr. Giovanni, and with me is my right hand, my main man,
Father Greg Lambert.
Hey, it's been a long week, Doug.
No, it has.
It's one of those things where I'm sick and tired of like starting my week, and then by the time I get to Friday, I'm like, where did my week go? But it was busy, and I don't remember exactly what I did, but I know I did a lot. I hate that.
I'm in this mix of people saying, oh, what were you doing on Tuesday? And I'm like, Tuesday? It's Wednesday. No, it's not. It's Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think I think it's one of those things where like when you don't have something consistent like a school or anything like that, like you work at a school and I work at the university. So like when we don't have that consistent, like, okay, every single day there's something, and then we know like, oh, Tuesday's this day. Oh, I got to make sure I got a test on this day. Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. Then we get to a point where it's like, yo, days blur through. So I don't even know what day it is. Like I woke up today and I was like, what?
And I feel like a grandpa. Like, is it time to take my pills? Did I order my pills correctly?
I ordered my pills.
What just happened? When my feet hurt? My psoriasis.
My shoulders hurting. But you know what? You know what's not hurting? Probably your wallets. Open it up. Go to CatholicNumber.org/Father. That's CatholicNumber.org/F2F. And then click on that tip jar, because we're trying to keep the lights on and show the greater Catholic Notebook family, but also show Spirit Stream Studios that it's like, yo, we rock with them. We like them. You see, notice my tenor has been a lot more them lately.
Because it's 2025?
Huh?
What? Because it's 2025.
Yeah, because it's 2025. I got to be more inclusive. So, my therapist says I got to be a lot less self-loathing.
At least somebody said it.
Yeah.
They say this for years, but no one wants to listen to it.
No. But you know what? Also, open up the second browser and just click on rating and give us 5 stars. Us 5 stars. Give us 5 stars because you love us, or you love Father Greg more than me, or you love me more than Father Greg. Whatever floats your boats and whatever rustles your jimmies, let us get those 5 stars. I need it. I can't do anything less. Father Greg's gonna be humble and be like, whatever your heart. Don't listen to him. Don't follow your heart. Just do it. System. Be like the efficiency of the Germans. 5 stars. Done. These guys are great. Send. That's it. That's it. I love German efficiency. Also love Belgian efficiency. You don't understand the whole Arctic region. Like, so you got like Germany, Poland, Belgium, Finland, Switzerland, Denmark. All of them are mad efficient.
Oh, no.
Everybody's just mad efficient.
We know, like, historically so, they are.
Listen, like, we need to stop. Okay,
well, I didn't say anything.
1945.
I didn't say anything.
Like, why are we acting like Germany just walked in? Like, are we not paying attention to what Israel and everybody else is doing? Like,
listen, I don't know, but it is time to start the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Let's get started, everybody. You're like, I ain't getting caught up for nobody.
Dr. G, what's good? I know it sounds familiar, I know it's misunderstood. The story's wild, yes, out there. No
Hey, you ready for Hear Me Out?
I am.
Hey, it's Hear Me Out. You already know what it is. 5 stars means you're all good. 1 star means we got Confession on Thursdays. And guess what? I've finally got people emailing us Confessions on Thursdays. I'm so happy.
He's so excited.
I'm so excited. Birmingham, Alabama, everybody. We got a couple churches out in Birmingham, Alabama. We'll put the sounder here. Like, da-da-da-da-da. Our Lady of Lavang. Saint, what was it? Stellinus. And then we got St. Paul out in Birmingham, Alabama. And then we have St. Therese of the Child of Jesus in Leeds, Alabama. Confessions on Thursdays. Also, St. Joseph in Macon, Georgia. St. Mary, Mother of God, Jackson, Georgia. St. Joseph, Washington, Georgia. St. Juliana, Fort Valley, Georgia. Holy Trinity, Swainsboro, Georgia.
That's a lot.
I know.
Jeez.
And St. Alred Catholic Church, Bishop, Georgia. And we got a couple in Missouri. Sacred Heart, Willow Springs, Missouri. Holy Trinity, Marshfield, Missouri. St. George Catholic Church, Immaculate Conception, and the O'Reilly Catholic Student Center Chapel. Huge. In Springfield. I'm real excited that people is like, hey.
It's all deep Southern, too.
They're like, hey, we've been listening. Father Leroy. Leroy. So thank you so much for people chiming in. We're going to start building this board out now that we got some names and we got some places. And we're going to be like, yo, if you have a church that has Confession on Thursdays, let us know. And we're going to drop T-shirts. Confession on Thursday T-shirts.
We have a lot to we can put on T-shirts.
We got quotes. My redacted, that's going to go on a T-shirt. That's going to go on a T-shirt. Medical insomnia? Non-medical insomnia.
Non-medical insomnia.
Non-medical insomnia. And it just has like oh, that's a spider. That's weird. That came out of nowhere. It's like non-medical insomnia. And like that, is it freaking you out too?
I don't like looking and then seeing where it's gone. Now it's gone.
Now it's gone. Well, you ready to go? You ready to get started?
Absolutely.
All right. But hear me out. Is it bad if I was just helping with ministry?
Not my Jesus.
I'm Sarah, 35. Dr. Giovanni, walk with me. Oh, dang it.
Nah, this is one of your fans, dog. Good luck.
Okay, picture this. LA Fitness.
Oof. Oh, I already know it's bad. Sorry, continue.
LA Fitness. Tuesday afternoon. I don't like this.
It's addressed to you, sir.
No, it's
you said
not.
walk with me.
Okay, I'm going to walk with you. I'll give you a chance, Sarah. All right. LA Fitness, Tuesday afternoon. I'm minding my own business, pretending to stretch when I see him. Bald, black, 6'3". Definitely a priest because I saw his Roman collar in his gym bag. 6-pack. Tricep. Okay, I'm just gonna skip over some. Anyways. And then she says, she's like, I didn't even know I liked black guys like that, but something about seeing a man of the cloth bench 325 in silence.
People really have to use a man of the cloth.
Yes.
Like frivolously, like I do. Like I do it as a joke. But like, I don't.
Nah, bench 325 in silence activated a whole new part of my nervous system. Like I was sweating.
You're at the gym.
And it wasn't even from the cardio.
Okay.
So I did what every spiritual, curious woman would do. I followed him to church.
Continue.
He was running a youth ministry at a parish school. And one of the flyers said he needed volunteers.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, bet.
Wavered home for
First week, I showed up in full Catholic modesty and maybe a little thirsty. But realness, long skirt, lip gloss, a little cross necklace nestled in between intentions. Every time he spoke, I nodded slow, deliberate, reverent, like I was auditioning to be Father's favorite listener. But he started acting funny, like deflecting. Like every time I tried to strike up a conversation in private, he would suddenly be like, he would suddenly be like, have you met Deacon Jared? Hey, Sister Marcy would love your energy. Then suddenly I'm in a group chat for Women's Ministry Committee and someone nominated me for chair, which is cute and all, but I came here to be Father's special stress relief.
Yo, I enjoy that you're being so
like
forward.
Emotionally, stress relief.
Man, if you don't,
Like emotionally, stress relief, discreet, God honoring in a loose way. I wasn't trying to seduce or please. I was just trying to coexist
loose how?
in holy proximity.
Looser than shoestrings in a preschool.
Hey, still, I'm not mad. I mean, now I get more time with him. Strategy, right? And for the record, Father Gregory, I'm not a high valued woman. Okay.
What? What does that have to do with me?
I don't play those games. I'm emotionally available, spiritually unpredictable, and I have an appetite that would make most grown men blush. Don't act like you don't see it.
I don't. What smoke am I attempting to catch right now? I don't know. It's like it's missing me. It's in my eyes a little bit.
But also, I never crossed the line. I made him work. I'm just saying, if Temptation had a sign-up sheet, my name would be in cursive. Anyways, hear me out. Is it bad if I signed up just to help in ministry? Is it bad if I was just helping with ministry so I can get close to a man of God? I'm just learning what the rules are. Do you need a recap?
I think the people of America need a recap.
All right. So anyways, Sarah, 35, she said, welcome me, Dr. G. And I was like, all right, say less. So she was like, hey, yo, she was at the gym. And then she proceeded to give me a description. Some of it, I refuse to read on principle. And then she goes into this whole thing. And she's like, yo, he's benching 325 in silence. And it just activated part. She's like, I didn't even know I liked black guys. But then seeing a man of the cloth bench 325. Which is wild to me. And then she's like, yeah, and I did what any spiritually curious woman would do. I followed him to church. And then she found out she was running a youth ministry, and then she's like, oh, I'll join. And then she's like, she tried to strike up a conversation. She's like, have you met Deacon Jared? Have you met Sister such and such, Sister Marcy? She'd love your energy.
I bet.
He is just like, leave me alone. Don't private conversation with me. And she's like, I'm just trying to be Father's special stress relief. Like emotionally. Stress relief, discreet, God honoring in a loose way. This is her words, not mine. Like, don't look at me like this. If anybody's listening, Father Greg's looking at me like I'm the one that's trying to defend her. Like I'm the defense attorney to her just because she invoked my name. Like, no, that's not it.
She summoned you.
No. And she said, for the record, Father Greg, I'm not a high valued woman, which
Like that. I wasn't.
Which I'm kind of confused there. She's like, I'm not a high value woman. I don't play those games. Like, I'm assuming she's thinking is like she's not one of those like women who are just like, oh, you need to spend $10,000 in order to see me type of thing. Mm-hmm. She says, I don't play those games. I'm emotionally available, spiritually unpredictable, and I have an appetite that would make most men blush. Don't act like you don't see it. I don't know what that.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean either.
But she also said she's never crossed the line. She's like, but I've never crossed the line. Also, but if Temptation had a sign-up sheet, my name would be in cursive.
But that being said, when we talk about line, you know what? Continue. I'll have.
So hear me out. Is it bad? I was just trying to help out with ministry. Is it bad that she's trying to get close to a man of the cloth? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let you go Because you looking at me like I'm the one that's encouraging debauchery. Like
I just got a lot of
encourage
thoughts.
this. Go ahead.
I'm trying to organize all my thoughts.
I'm
right
gonna leave
now.
you one, mate. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. First and foremost,
Can I just say I really love it now that these hear me outs are just incorporating us and they're just saying like, "Hey, yo, Father Greg, listen," or Dr. G, listen, hear me out. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
can I just go ahead and say, because I always like to lead with grace, there is nothing wrong with wanting to be close to a man of the cloth that you find holy, that you find empowering, that you find maybe even some kind of inspiration off of. That's not the problem. That's not why I'm gawking or anything like that. My thing is that this is such a slippery slope and that there is obvious signs of attraction here. Again, attraction is natural between human beings. The reality is you're going to be attracted to people, whether you are inspired by them or not, whether you're allowed to touch them or not. You're going to automatically lay your eyes upon an individual and say, I like the way that this person looks, or I like the way that this person sounds, or I may not be that attracted to them, but when they smile and they get that light and that flicker in their eyes, it does something to me. That's natural. All of that's completely natural, but what we do with it is what matters. The dangerous part is that even though that this priest's attractiveness is bringing you closer to the church, we're happy for that. What you do with it matters, and what he does with it also matters. That being said, you, in your own words, trying to be his special like stress relief, or his partner, or the person that he can listen to, or that he can be listened to as well, that person is reserved for God. That's what celibacy is. Celibacy is not a shackling of the individual so that they can't do anything or move left or move right because God is punishing them. Celibacy is for freedom. It's for the individual to be able to come to God, to talk to him, to walk with him, to be loved and understood by him in a way that nobody else can. And that's how he refills himself and is able to turn around and go out to the rest of the world and love them. That being said, what you're trying to do, the place you're trying to hold, is already taken. And if you keep pushing and keep trying to put yourself in that position, it's going to make life harder for him. Like, that's the reason why he starts acting, as you say, kind of weird, kind of funny. He's trying to pass you off on other people, not because he doesn't want anything to do with you, but because he feels the energy, the vibe that you're giving off of, I want you. And it may not be sexual, and it may not be in a way that you're going to cross the line, but he can feel that energy of, I want something from you. And it's not his to give. It's also not yours to take either. And so, that being said, I love that you're coming into the church. I love that you're learning. I love that you're trying to figure out what those lines are, because that's how we learn. But just because a line hasn't been crossed does not mean that we can flirt with it until we cross it. It doesn't mean we can play hopscotch with that line. It doesn't mean we can be like that little kid who wants to eat the cupcake but won't really eat the cupcake. They'll just smell the frosting until like they inhale some and just try to figure it out. Like, don't put yourself in that situation. Enjoy your time learning the faith. Enjoy Father. He's there for all of us. But don't flirt with the line. Literally.
You see, Father Greg was very gracious, and he's very kind, and he's very charitable. I'm not going to be that way. Listen, how do I say this in a way that like doesn't get me angry emails?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Okay, so do I just say it straight up?
Don't look at me for it. You say what you're going to say the way you won't say it.
No, listen, because here's my thing. It kind of feels like to me, like, I think it's cool. Like this feels like new Catholic energy. This is what this feels like. This feels like new Catholic energy, as in like, I was a cradle Catholic that didn't understand the teachings of the Catholic Church. I come back and I'm starting to get the rules now, and I'm starting to understand like where things are, and like, oh, church is cool now because the priest is more engaging than they ever were before. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I want my cake and eat it too. And I read somewhere that you could be a chaste whore, and that's cool.
Yo.
Not understanding that was a metaphor for the fact that the church does a lot of things that are good, and the church does a lot of things that are bad, and that both can coexist at the same time. And that's the beauty of the church, that yes, we can absorb everything because we're human, but at the same time, we strive to purge ourselves from the things that are not desirable. And you misread that because you're excited about, hey, yeah, no, we're getting back into my faith. Like, yeah, it's great. And then you just go, now I can use that to my advantage. And it's like, listen, like, you know what you're doing. Do you know what you're doing? You're sitting there going like, hey, yo, I'm trying to be like emotionally stress relief discreet. Why it has to be discreet if it's emotional?
Exactly.
Like, why are you trying to be discreet?
It is well intentioned. Why does it need to be discreet?
It isn't even. I'm not even going to intentions. I'm just saying, like, listen. Clearly, you are giving off vibes where father is sitting there going, like, I cannot sit down with you privately. I can't. I don't want to, because you need to understand that there's a wall between me and you, and clearly you're not understanding it because you got a glimpse of him dropping 325 like it was water. And you were just like, and also 325 is not that great.
It's really not. It depends on what he's doing. If he's bench pressing, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's actually really good.
Yeah. If he's squatting, 325 is not that great.
I mean, he's healthy.
You dropped 425.
I'm not trying to compare him to myself.
Yeah, but I am. You won't, but I will. Father Mike Schmidt, he eats it. He eats 425.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Mike's that dude.
I'm just saying, like, when you're looking at the grand scheme of things, like, you're sitting there and your thought is just like, wow. Like, from a mental standpoint, your first thought was like, I didn't know I liked black guys. At that point, it has nothing to do with spirituality.
Nothing to do with spirituality.
You have an itch you're trying to scratch, and you think he's going to scratch it, and he's telling you no, and he clocks it, and he sees it, and he doesn't want to deal with you. So because of that, I'm going to give you a 2. Because to me, I'm like, yo, listen, I love the energy that you, and I love the fact that you're actually engaging in church community.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you're like, yo, yeah, I came to, like, you know, get with father, but still, like, because he's so moral and because he's so clean and because he wants to be an upstanding priest, he has ushered me into other ministries.
And now you're the chair.
And now you're the chair because of the level of enthusiasm that I'm bringing into the ministry. He's like, wow, let's utilize and channel this industry. So whether you realize it or not, the priest is so good to you that he's putting you in position to succeed. But you still out here going like, but I get to see him every once in a while by myself. No, you ain't. I guarantee you he's going to make sure there's going to be 2 or 3 people in that room at any given time.
Yes.
It's not going to be by long. And he's going to be on the other side of the chair going like, hey, yo, what's going on? It's like, Father, why are you sitting so far away? I'm a little under the weather.
Best believe. I remember 2019. I can't.
So I give it 2. Listen. The only thing keeping it from the 3 is just the continuation of it. Because if she would have just like stopped at a certain point and just be like, yo, I'm not going to continue anymore, that's fine. I feel a certain type of way of women keep chasing after priests.
Yeah.
Especially after clearly they're creating space and they're like, please stop.
But other people see it too. That's the problem.
Yeah. So that's my thing. Because if she stopped after like that and she became the whatever and she's like, yeah, I'm just involved in church, is what I did bad. I'm like, I'll give you a 3. Like, you were infatuated, then you kind of stopped, and whatever, I'll give you 3. But the thing that's keeping me from giving you a 3 is the fact that you're not stopping. So what about you?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That's actually really well balanced. I'm going to go with a 2 as well. And I don't think that you're malicious in the way of, I want to wreck this individual.
No.
But you are looking at the situation as, I want to get closer. Being closer is not the sin. But how we do it is where we end up finding ourselves in a very precarious situation.
And this is where I go, like, this is the fault of, this is where I think the church, and little C church, not big C church, little C church, like church communities, this is where church communities have failed people because we've not been able to teach or model constructive relationships between sexes. And so the only model we have is sexual tension.
Yeah.
And that's the only model we have to go off of. So she's only replicating what she's able to see on a regular basis because there hasn't been a consistent model put out by church communities to say, like, this is how you interact with someone of the opposite sex without there having to be this constant threat of someone's trying to sleep with the other person.
Yeah. And that's something that goes against our culture too. Like, that's what fatherhood is. Especially when we're talking about spiritual fatherhood, the ability and the freedom to be able to give and receive love without there having to be a sexual twist to it. I can look at an individual who is my age and say, well, maybe more internally than I would outwardly, because I'm very careful with like that. But like, I have a lot of love for this individual. I have a lot of respect for you. I have an actual care and an investment in your cultivation. And for that reason, I'm going to pay attention to you.
This is why I say that the next saint is going to be the person that models that and is able to show that they could be replicated on a larger scale, because people are starving for those types of relationships.
Yep.
And we just can't figure out a way to model it, because the problem is like, once you start getting close to someone, once you start developing those types of bonds, natural, and this is a natural thing and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
You start to emotionally say, well, I want more of you in a very real way. And it's like, I can't do that. And that becomes, well, why not? And it's hard to constantly have to explain like that, why not? And so if ever we're able to figure that out, that would be dope.
It's like that comedian that was talking about Oreos.
No.
It cracked me up. He said like, yeah, you know what the serving size of Oreos is? 2 Oreos. And he said, what kind of psychopath eats only 2 Oreos? Like, those are travel Oreos. Oh. You eat 2 Oreos on the way to go actually eat more Oreos.
Yeah. Gluten-free Oreos, 3.
Because they're so empty. And so the reality is
yes.
So the reality is, like, in your life, in intimacy, in true love, it's like getting 2 Oreos, especially when it comes to celibacy.
Right.
You get a taste of it. But naturally, you're going to want to
eat the whole sleeve.
Eat the whole sleeve, bro. Peel back the whole thing. It just feels natural.
So what do you think? Did you get it right? Did you get it wrong? We both gave it 2. Let us know. CatholicNoble.org/father. Father is CatholicNoble.org/F2F. Let us know. Hey, man. We're finally bringing it back. It's a segment that we haven't done since like season 1. Like, we did it a couple times. And it is back. It's new and improved.
Hey.
Hit the music.
Yeah. Back when I needed a man, all I got handed was traps. Said, boy, go be great, but gave me no pass, so I bled from the faith I know I still had. Good advice don't come cheap. Real ones ran wisdom, don't tweet. Now I walk through the dark trying not to repeat the same fake love that they handed to me. They come to me now like I know the route. Big bro, what's the play? Can you help me out? And I try not to laugh, but I see myself back when I was broke, begging somebody else. Ain't no manual for this, just pressure and heat. You get burned.
That's right.
By the
Follow the
one.
advice. Hey. So these are different things. I'm not going to say like Dear Dr. Geo and Father Greg every single time. So just assume that Dr. Geo and Father Greg already there. And if you'd like to send us questions and ask for our advice, because, you know, I'm a dad of 2 and a doctor, he is a father of all, because that's what it means to be in the line of Melchizedek of old.
Yay.
So send it to CatholicNoble.org/follow the father. That's CatholicNoble.org/F2F. Scroll down and then you'll see the box for fatherly advice. Just click on that, type in your questions and click send, and we will get it into our inbox. We get thousands of emails a day.
Like legit thousands.
So I apologize if we don't get to yours immediately, but we will eventually. So do that. Also, if you send us an email and you decide to be salacious and you decide to like throw in things in there that will bar it from the general listening audience, we will not answer it online. Okay? I'm just letting you know, because I've had a couple of people like, hey, we sent this in. And it's like, yeah, I know, but it was way too much for the general viewing audience. Okay?
That's true.
So like, we're not trying to censor you in any type of way, but we also are saying there are some questions that you probably should be asking a priest.
Or a spiritual director.
Or
a
a
psychologist.
Yeah, a psychologist or a counselor. Like, come on.
It's a lot at 9 a.m. on a Wednesday, dog.
I know. This is too much. But you know what? It's time for fatherly advice. Here's the first question. Alrighty. First email comes in and it says, I built my entire online identity around being calm, minimalistic, and cottagecore. But in real life, I'm a hoarder who sleeps on unwashed piles of hoodies. I'm 29. I run a moderately successful TikTok account that basically just overhead shots of chamomile tea, linen sheets, blurry sunny mornings, suns. but I don't live that way. I live with my cousin in a clustered 2-bedroom apartment with broken lamps and mild fruit fly infestation. Every time I film content, I clear 1 square meter of space, light a candle, and pretend I'm ethereal. People message me saying, I'm their digital piece. Meanwhile, I'm drinking box wine in a bathtub, crying over emails. I don't know how to stop performing. How do I improve my life while I'm branding myself as someone that I'm not? So, a couple things. Do you know what cottagecore is?
I am picturing Shrek's swamp, like the inside of his house.
Kinda. Think more Frodo Baggins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's cottagecore.
Yeah.
Like you are like fairy tale living kind of thing. You don't actually have like the ears or anything, but it's more so like the simplistic lifestyle type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's like the linens and all that stuff. So, advice. Well, what do you give? I'll let you go.
Well, I think this is a very, dare I say, millennial problem.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy to live a life online and to feel a certain type of way of like, yeah, I can be anything or be anyone who I want to be. This is what this individual has built for themselves.
Right.
And other people are finding inspiration from what they've built. However, they feel that they're, dare I say, living a lie.
Yeah.
Or feel the chaos of they want their life to be better. This person wants their life to be better.
So here's my thing. They clean up a space. They go 1 meter space,
right,
because they realize like, well, if I clean up 1 meter, then no matter what angle I take it at, no one can see the mess behind. Mm-hmm. And that's a manicured image, which is great. The other thing it says, like, they hoard on unwashed piles of hoodies, and they, drink box wine in the bathtub and cry over emails. It's like, well, first of all,
box wine's good.
Yeah, but
it can be.
Okay. Uncultured. Anyway. You just got money. Because you're getting a paycheck finally. You were a seminarian for so long. Now you're a priest for 1 year, and you finally get a paycheck for $12.99.99.
And I'm still not drinking box wine. But look, I'll take it. If someone gives me box wine, I won't say no.
No. But like, honestly though, like you look at this individual, and for me, it's more so like the duality of things, because there's no real motivation to do anything. Mm-hmm. And so like, I look at this and I say like, hey, listen, you're not motivated to do anything because you don't have anything attached to the rest of your life. The only thing you have attached to your life right now is Instagram or TikTok in this case, where you're motivated to clean up 1 square space. Now, if you had other things attached to your life, then that motivation would spread to other ways. We don't, for whatever reason, we tend to like segment motivation and say like, oh, I'm only motivated for this, as if motivation is not this overarching thing. And so the first thing is recognizing that, yeah, your life sucks, and starting there, and just not pretending that life is great. It's like, no, life sucks for me and I don't like it. Or the reverse, I'm okay with living this way. Because that's the other part of it. It's just like, well, if you're okay with living this way, then what's the issue? And it's learning to be able to manage within that space and move in that direction. Now, I'm taking a completely clinical, like, detached view of this and saying like, listen, you have to pick a lane one way or the other. And if you don't like it, then start attaching something to your motivation. But if you do like it, then it's a matter of enhancing your space and saying, hey, well, these hoodies, I'm going to put on a schedule. So whether I feel like it or not, every Thursday, I'm just going to throw all the hoodies in. So if they're wash or not wash, they're all thrown in, they're washed, and then they come back into the space, but they're clean instead of it being unclean. Mm-hmm. And so that changes the quality of the space that you find yourself in.
That's true. And from the other perspective, I'm going to tell you this. Reading those emails, it's only going to get worse, because the more popular you become on social media, the more people are going to outpour and say how much they love what you're doing. And those feelings of, I feel like I'm living a lie, I feel like I'm living a lie, is only going to get worse. So how about one practical step here? You cleaned up 1 meter. I'm not going to tell you to clean up your entire apartment because that's way too much overcompensation. I really feel like you're not ready for that right now. A half a meter.
Yeah.
A half a meter a month. We're going to go real slow.
Yeah.
And it's a small 2-bedroom apartment. Half a meter a month. By the end of the year, you're going to have at least 60 to 75% of your your wider living space will be clean.
Yeah. I mean, like, even if you take it where you go like, okay, yeah, you know, I'm going to just deal with my sheets or just deal with this or just deal with that. And you're not living a lie. That's the other thing. It's like, you're not living a lie. You're just doing two different things at once.
That's true.
So just chill. I mean, listen. We don't know if it's male or female, so I'm just going to be like, listen, we love you. We're going to pray for you. And just take your time. But the first step, and I think Father Greg, you would agree with me on this, pick a lane. Either your life is in shambles or you're okay with your life. You just don't like the way it looks. And so like that changes the direction that you're going in.
Yeah. Identify what exactly you desire out of this. Do you want a cleaner space? Do you want what you're about on Instagram to reflect your real life? Is that what you want?
Right. Because I'm going to let you know this right now. Instagram is Instagram. That's not real life.
Yeah.
So
a lot of it's completely fabricated. A lot of it.
Yeah. But keep your head up, start small, and then we'll just kind of take it from there.
Amen.
Yeah.
You ever ask for advice and they laugh at you or worse? They give it with strings attached. I learned some people don't help to help, they help to hold you. So be careful who speaks over your soul, cause not every God told me came from God. Not every I got you means you're safe. Some just wanna wear your story like a chain. Good advice is a treasure map buried in pain. Real truth ain't loud, it don't chase fame. Now I write what I needed, tattooed in flame for the next lost soul walking out of that rain.
All right, brand new segment. It's called Fix My Relationship. So basically how this works is people have sent in a Catholic Nova research team. They're doing their 1-2 thing. And they sent in their story of like what's going on in their relationship. And
This know it's going to be really bad. I just know it's going to be bad, dog.
I don't know. I haven't read these. So we're reacting to them the first time. But they have questions and they want answers to some of the questions that they have. Some of them have a lot of questions in the middle. Some of them only have like 1 or 2 questions, but they send this question and say like, hey, can you help me fix my relationship? Now, I just want to give this disclaimer. Listen, relationships don't get fixed per se. Okay. Yeah. You adapt and you grow with the individual that you are going to be with for a long time. The title of this segment, Fix My Relationship, is just tongue in cheek.
Okay.
Right? It's tongue in cheek. Because people just kept saying, can you help me fix this?
Because I keep feeling like we're going to hit a situation like, hey, can you help me fix this? Like, yeah, break up with that individual. Like, that's, I don't want it to get to that point, but I'm still a priest.
Listen, if helping the situation is going to be like walking away, if walking away from the relationship is going to help your situation, then that's good. I'm just going to say, can you help my relationship so much so? Even though the segment's called like Fix My Relationship, I'm going to say help my relationship. Okay, help my relationship. All right. All right. Help my relationship. So my boyfriend. Oh, sorry. So I told my boyfriend I'm allergic to polyester, so I could get space from him because, well, he only wears gym clothes exclusively, compression shorts, muscle tees, sweat wicking joggers all day, every day. His wardrobe looks like a protein powder. At first, I thought it was a phase. But on the second date, he explained that fashion is a psyop created to, quote, divide us through illusion. And I realized that he was serious. He believes cotton is the last honest textile. He told me denim is a spiritually aggressive Yeah, denim is spiritually aggressive. One time I wore a linen blazer and he said it was performative colonialism.
That's a sir.
I don't know. But I stayed because the sex is actually unreal.
I didn't see that coming. I was so locked in. I was locked into exactly. I was visualizing everything she was saying, and then we hit that. I was like, that was a mistake. That was a mistake on my part.
I was like, oh, is she gonna break down some like woke genius thing? Like, hey, yo, it's a psyop. Yo, it's Kanye West. Open up your third eye. And then all of a sudden, she's like, yeah, I stayed because the sex was actually unreal.
And she turned into Erykah Badu halfway through. I was like, what?
Just what? Okay. She's like, I stayed because the sex was unreal, and I thought maybe I could restyle him over time. Add a cardigan, a button, but he told me my aura reminded him of a TikTok filter, pretty but low resolution and glitchy when I talk too much. And that was the moment I snapped. So I invented a fake skin condition.
Why? What? Okay, sorry.
I said I was having an allergic reaction to synthetic blends, especially close contact with polyester mesh. That's actually pretty cool.
It's very specific.
Yeah, I know. I even showed him screenshots from a WebMD. He nodded and said, yep, that tracks. I ghosted him the next night, packed up my things, left his apartment while he was watching a TED Talk called Socks Are Surveillance? Is that a real TED Talk? Oh, no. It's probably, you know what it is? I think they changed the TED Talk so we wouldn't get sued.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, probably. And blocked him from the Wi-Fi so he couldn't airdrop me unsolicited protein. Okay, I get it.
Because you blocked him because you're allergic to polyester?
No. She blocked him for Wi-Fi for unsolicited protein shakes.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the Catholic Liberal Research Team doing,
doing what they do.
Yeoman's work. This is yeoman's work. That's what this is.
God bless him.
So here's the thing. Now that I've had some space, I weirdly miss him. He sent me a voice memo yesterday and said, "You're not a filter. You're the whole algorithm." And then I got chills. What if he's just misunderstood? What if I gave up too soon? And so now I'm spiraling. Do I tell him the truth that I was faking the allergy? Do I try to erase him? Do I try to ease him back into civilization one textile at a time? Do I cut my losses before he decides shoes are fascist and start living barefoot? Is it fixable, or am I just lonely enough to romanticize red flags? Please advise.
I don't know how lonely you are.
You're very lonely.
But, yo,
Now, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. She's asking for us to help mend her relationship. And
is that what we're doing? Are we mending? Or are we trying to make it passable enough that it's going to be okay?
Hey, listen, I'm trying to assist her in mending the relationship with herself and with God.
Oh, this will be interesting. Okay, go ahead. Assist. Go ahead.
What is this?
You were the one who said, like, yo, you're lonely. Like, I was going to say, I don't know if she's lonely because I don't have enough context within the situation that means that you're lonely. Because for this entire time, you were in a relationship with a strange individual. My issue is, I don't think that the problem isn't what he's wearing. It's the ideologies behind why he's doing what he's doing.
Right.
And the words he was using, the combination of just wasted English. I'm sorry, dog. Like that, he's got a lot going on right now. I think he needs to solidify some stuff, and then that's a great start. That's a great starting place. But I don't think that you're the one to make him a better person. I don't think fixing the individual is going to be your job. That's not the point of the relationship. The point of the relationship is that two people who may not be perfect, they're not going to be, but they know themselves enough to give each other to the other. That's it. That's what the relationship is.
Yeah, and here's my thing though. And this is why I say, like, she's desperate and she's just lonely.
At that moment, probably.
Well, no, throughout the whole thing, because the only reason why she's together with him is she's like, yeah, the sex was really good. I mean, like, if you're going to base your to be fair, if you're going to base your relationship on sex, then okay, whatever. You base your relationship on sex, but understand that there's nothing anchoring you.
Yep.
And so the moment the sex dips
or someone else offers better sex,
or like it's just not worth it for you anymore, like the relationship fizzles.
Yeah.
And then when you get into a space where you're by yourself, which is what happens, you start to actually be alone with your thoughts. You actually be alone with like the idea and concept of like, hey, this is what life truly is for me. This is what I truly believe. And then all of a sudden you start to think, do I like this?
I don't like polyester. That's the thought that's going to go through your head.
Yeah.
I don't want to live with polyester next to me for the rest of my life.
But that's not the thought she's going through. She's going like, I can deal with polyester again.
The first thing that came through is, what's he going to do on his wedding day? He can't wear joggers.
He can't wear joggers.
He can't wear joggers to his wedding day.
No,
dog.
because you're trying not to become performative colonialist.
Whatever that means. Whatever that means, dog.
So I mean, like this is where I say, if you're really looking to improve your relationship and improve yourself in the midst of all this, then really stay put and enjoy the fact that, hey, I'm getting to know myself a little bit, but that doesn't mean you can't date. Find someone that you actually like,
Yeah.
that you actually have a connection to beyond just the sex. Like start there, because like you didn't mention anything else out of the sex. You're like, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, but the sex is amazing. And I'm like, yo, and that threw us both for a loop because we were locked in, and then all of a sudden left her.
For real. I don't really know how those two things equate, but I'm not really trying to go that deep into that.
No, for real.
Pause.
But you know that's what I say. If you want to improve your life, you want to improve your relationship with yourself, a higher power, even with other people, you need to establish, what does it mean to belong to somebody? What does it mean for me to belong to a relationship? What is my role? What does love actually look like for me? And how am I going to express that constructively over time? These are questions you need to answer as you interact. And if you don't have the answer to those questions, you're just going to find yourself in the exact same situation with someone else.
That's true. So the next question is, are you happy by yourself right now, getting to know yourself, or are you going to spend a crap ton of money on Fabletics so you can match him?
Exactly. Because that's the only way this ends, is like you just start being Fabletics girl. And that's it. Well, that's upgrade my life.
Flying the red flags with pride. Here we go.
Hey, you like it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, for all of us at Catholic Notebook and Spirit Stream Studios, we love you. You're very special.
Go forth and bear good fruit.
We out.
Where life unfazed me.
Father to Father is a production of Spirit Stream Studios. All rights reserved.